Hello, everyone. This is The Question, and welcome to the very first episode of the Ask the Question podcast on YouTube. I'm your host, The Question, aka Vic Sage, and my mission? To answer all your questions, no matter how ridiculous they might seem. No restrictions, no censorship. All right, let's dive right into the first question. What's the dumbest conspiracy theory I've ever heard? Well, let me tell you, out of all the conspiracy theories out there, I'd have to say the Mountain Dew conspiracy takes the cake. Seriously, this theory is like a bad joke. You know how they say you can't fix stupid? Yeah, whoever came up with this theory is proof of that. I mean, come on, these conspiracy theorists are grasping at straws now, just for attention. And here's something to remember. You want to know what really kills you? Drinking too much Mountain Dew. Drinking too much Mountain Dew is way more dangerous than worrying about some so-called disaster that supposedly happens every time a new flavor drops. The real threat isn't a conspiracy. It's the fact that this stuff could literally kill you if you chug it like water. Forget disasters, just don't drink 4 gallons of neon green soda in one sitting. Like, seriously, why would anyone drink something bubbly and green? That's not food, that's a science experiment gone wrong. Who even thought this was okay to consume? I don't get it. Unless you're trying to turn your insides radioactive. Why did I stop with the conspiracy content? It's simple, really. Everyone already knows about all the evil. The same people doing the same corrupt stuff like BlackRock, and the government pulling the same strings every day. It's like a broken record. It's like we're stuck in a loop. Plus, I just wanted my page to be an escape from all that bullshit. At least until some new news comes up to shake things up. For now, though, conspiracy has become a tired old story. It's just plain crazy when you think about it. I spent half a century trying to warn people about this stuff, and what do I see? Everyone else out there talking about the same crap like they just figured it out. No credit given to the guy who's been saying it all along for the last 50 years. I guess that makes me a little upset, yeah. Just a little. But I guess creating an escape is better, you know? Even in the DC fandom and the media, it's just full of crap. And nowadays, even our entertainment isn't an escape anymore because the same fandom's getting political. DC Comics has one of the worst fandoms at this very moment, and people might get upset with me for saying this, but people on the internet, they get upset over anything. I mean, I even got death threats for exposing celebrities talking to minors. After that, I just stopped caring if I lose followers or not. It's like our fandom is full of toxic tourists now. People who love the live-action stuff, but have no real connection to the comics. And it's not just them. We have so many unqualified people working at DC now who have no love or passion for the characters they're writing about. It's just sad. I remember a few years ago, a writer for Star Wars admitted he or she didn't even know anything about Star Wars, or like it. It's mind-boggling. Why would they hire someone who doesn't even enjoy the franchise itself? That's exactly why I try to make an escape, while still staying true. The only content I post is question stuff, because talking about all this garbage just makes me furious. My voice has cracked a few times from how mad it gets me. But let's circle back to conspiracies for a second. One thing that has completely turned me off. This Epstein crap. We're never gonna get any real names or information, are we? It doesn't add up. There's no magical list out there somewhere with the truth on it. Nope. It's just cover-up after cover-up after cover-up. The whole thing reeks of lies. I know I ranted a lot about this first question, but that's the beauty of YouTube. We've got all the time in the world to dig deep into these topics and take our sweet time discussing them. No rush, no limit. Helena, could you grab me some water? My voice is starting to feel a little dry from all this talking. All right, sorry about that. It's time for the second question. Who should play me in the DCU? Nobody. I'm not going to be in this universe, and honestly, I hope I don't end up there. Why? Because this modern version of things just doesn't fit me at all. They can have Montoya if they want her, but leave me out of it. No thanks. The way these writers handle everything is so uninspiring. But if by some miracle they tried casting someone as the Question, which again, please no. I repeat, please no. And even though we're talking hypothetically here, because let's be real, my odds are 0. Yeah, why couldn't they just let me play myself? I'm alive and kicking. Healthy, fit enough with average height, and definitely not ugly either way, but nah. Nope. They'll never do justice anyway. If I were to appear in any current live-action work from DC, ruined. No doubt about it. They had their moment years back, decided to go with Watchmen instead. I had tons of momentum in the early 2000s, yet they blew it. But if we're really going to discuss the impossible casting situation, the only answer is simple. Me. I'm real, I exist, I'm the real thing. Why would we need some actor when the real deal is right here in person? Another reason live action for me will never happen? Unless I'm just a side character, it's because I'm the question. A conspiracy theorist. Any writer assigned to me would have to write the truth about what's really going on behind closed doors, and they're too scared of that. Let me tell you something. Years ago, when I spoke with Green Arrow and Supergirl about this stuff, my exact words were, dating back all the way to ancient Egypt, there's been one singular cabal running history. And guess what? The common man prefers not even acknowledging them, which is why they keep succeeding. The second someone puts that kind of power in a script, Hollywood shuts down production. If you don't think this stuff is real, just do some research. Go check out the movie Eyes Wide Shut. That movie was a glimpse into what's going on. Want to talk about a horrible reality? Human trafficking, kidnapping, parents selling their own kids to get their fix of drugs. And that's not even the worst part. Hell, we probably don't know half of what's really going on. All of our worst nightmares we're unaware of. We haven't even scratched the surface. If this question went off the rails, but that's just what happens when you talk to me. If we're going to discuss something demonic, like this 6-7 nonsense kids are doing, do they even realize who started it? Because the person behind these trends? They're not just messing around, they practice actual dark rituals. And no, I don't think those kids know, but that doesn't make it any less terrifying. So parents, do you know that this 6-7 nonsense was made by a guy who practices Santeria? Because that's the real question. If they did, maybe they'd realize what kind of energy their kids are actually inviting in. All right, let's take it a bit lighter for this question, thanks to Greg Saunders. If you didn't know, Greg's recovering in the hospital after getting shot while stopping an armed robbery. But he's doing just fine and will be back to normal soon. His question is, what is my favorite car? Easy answer, the 1967 Pontiac GTO in blue. It's a beauty. I just find it very appealing. The engine and performance is great, but that's not even the biggest reason why I love it. I mean, just look at the style. The entire design is smooth, but with sharp accents around the car. The lines on it are just gorgeous. And of course, it's a muscle car. I love everything about it. And that's why it's my #1 choice. No other car really makes the list for me after that. I have 2 questions that are tied together, so here they are. First, how do I feel about my new Arcadia run from DC Comics? To be honest, I haven't read it yet. Because, I just have absolutely zero faith in modern DC. They've driven me away. I have no hope in them anymore. I had some patience for a while, but I'm just done at this point. I've given up. The writing is on the wall. The writing's crap. And before I get any hate comments from any new fans who came in during the pandemic, you should know I gave this company 10 years of patience. 10 years of being hopeful that they'll get better. But no more. I'm done trying to be positive in the face of all this trash they're putting out. I can't do it anymore. Do I believe that DC's Absolute series actually sold 8 million copies? Absolutely not. That's a bunch of hot air. This has to be a joke, right? I mean, how could they seriously claim that they sold that many copies of their books when the reality is just completely different? I don't buy it, not for 1 second. I don't know if this is a joke or if the person asking me this is serious. But if you think DC sold 8 million copies of anything in 2025, you have to be trolling. First off, we're reading less as a society than ever before. Second, DC isn't even mainstream anymore. It's shrinking. Comic stores are closing down like it's nothing. Their marketing sucks now too, and yet somehow they magically sell 8 million books? Yeah, right. No way, this reeks of fake numbers. Did DC even sell 800,000 of their products last year? If you think this company is doing anything right, then you're completely lost. They were forced to sell to Netflix. But you want proof that these companies are lying? Just look at the way social media is filled with bots. And don't even get me started on Nintendo. Do you seriously believe that the Nintendo Switch 2 sold 300 million units at launch? I've never even seen one in person, let alone know anyone who owns one. And I travel the world regularly. Well, the haters are going to come after me in the comments. But look, just stop and think for a second before you start typing out your angry reply. I'm old, man. I'm too old to care about internet drama. If you leave a hate comment, I'm simply going to just block you. I really don't have the patience or the heart left to deal with it. If you want to know how old I am, just remember Adam West was my Batman. That's right. Back when the show actually had heart and style, not this modern brooding nonsense they're trying to pass off as edgy now. I've seen so much hate for Adam West's Batman. It's not real Batman. Oh yeah? Then why don't these modernists just pick up a 1950s comic and see what the character actually was? Because they don't care about history. They'll twist their own logic just to trash the past while defending their boring, soulless versions. I'm pretty sure I'm going to catch some serious crap for what I've been saying so far, so I might as well just say it now. People comparing Batman from 2022 to The Long Halloween, that comparison just doesn't work for me. It's so far off the mark that I can't even be bothered to discuss it. Let's just move on. Next question. If I had a sidekick, it'd have to be the answer. I want to give a special shout out to my friend Richard, who wrote some fan fiction with this premise on a platform named Wattpad, and wow, yeah. I checked out that website and it's just, well, let's just say it's disturbing, and it definitely shows how low this fandom has fallen. But I'll put a link to his story in the description. He's a serious writer, no self-inserts or any other nonsense. As for Richard, he's the kind of guy who sends me tough but funny questions. He's always out of pocket with his stuff. His latest question? Bryce Dallas Howard or Scarlett Johansson? Oh man, that one got my attention. This is the hardest question I've been asked in my entire life. I mean, Scarlett Johansson or Bryce Dallas Howard? It's like asking me to choose between oxygen and water. Both are essential. Can I have both? All right, fine, I have to choose. I'm gonna have to say Bryce Dallas Howard. She's gorgeous, talented, and just has that something. And that smile, it does things to me, okay? I can't help myself. Sorry, Scarlett. It's a good question, but the answer is no. Sorry, I'll never be teaming up with Blue Beetle. He's dead after all. But I will say that we have shared lots of awesome adventures together. In fact, if you check out my Instagram, you can see proof of that. Just look for the photos of us fighting crime together. Good memories. Ted Kord deserves better. We all agree on that. I don't hate Jamie, but Ted was the Blue Beetle for me. And honestly, even the original Dan Garrett, who is public domain by the way, would be a better choice than what they're doing now with Jamie. The real reason DC won't use Dan anymore? Because he's in the public domain. So if you're a writer starting out and stuck on an idea, just revive one of these old heroes. But don't pull some nonsense. This question comes from one of my favorite people, Ed Costas. He asks, which version of the question would I like to see in the future? Easy answer. My original Steve Ditko version. The closest we got was Justice League Unlimited, and if there's any chance for a good take on me as a main character, it'd have to be with those same writers. But here's the problem. DC is getting old, and no new writers want to learn from the successful ones anymore. I saw something just months ago where they tried hyping that stupid new Batman Caped Crusader thing, saying like, forget about Mark Hamill's Joker. Are you serious right now? That level of disrespect? No wonder things are so bad. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this question. When will I make public appearances? Well, I've been hyping up some real-life stuff for a while now, and I think we'll be ready to go by March or April. So stay tuned, because it's coming. Next up, would I want to be a part of the Absolute Universe? Absolutely not. What would they do to me? Probably transform me into some ridiculous giant question mark monster wearing a fedora. Rejected the Tomorrow Universe. I reject the live-action movies. Why? Because I refuse to be written like crap. The writers themselves know that I wouldn't want to be here. That's why they decided to kill me off and let the whole universe die with me.
I object to you and what you represent.
Nevertheless, all you need do is step through there, and you will be part of a new universe.
A false universe, a false history. I reject it on principle.
Reject it all on principle. I won't be a part of these terrible versions of my character, or anything that's not right. Question comes from Wesley Peter, and he's asking, are you the real question or just a fan page? Well, let me tell you, this is 100% as real as it gets. I am the real question, and I hope you'll soon find that out for yourself. I understand the skepticism from people who think this is just an RP or fan page or a troll, but this is real. I'm dedicated my entire life to being the question. It is real. My goal is to wake the blind to the truth, even if it costs me my life. Our final question of the show is, oh, of course, some idiot had to ask me this one. Of fucking course. This is a question that has destroyed our community so much, it's insane. And the funniest part is, no matter what side you pick in this debate, you're both wrong no matter what. Both sides are equally as trash as the other. I mean, picking a side is pointless. But, to address the question, it's between James Gunn or Zack Snyder. You know, I won't even bother addressing this question today. I'll save it for the next podcast. But anyways, if you enjoyed this first episode of Ask the Question, then please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow my Instagram, where most of my content is. And remember, always ask the question. That's all for today, folks.